this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Here's a headline that the naysayers wouldn't believe just a few weeks ago from you today. XRP skyrockets 298% in volume as XRP price surges double digits. Now, to anybody that is, a little bit more logic-based rather than emotion-based, anybody that's been paying attention to what's been happening, and even if you're not a chart analyst, and I'm not either, even if you're just observing the trend of every analyst under the sun who's not a toxic Bitcoin maxi saying XRP looks like it's about to blow. If you've just been paying a little bit of attention, this headline shouldn't surprise you. XRP, of course, is going to hit a new all-time high in enterprise discovery so long as there's no sort of weird black swan event, as long as we have a full-blown alt season. Yes, of course, XRP is going to take part in that. That's my conviction anyway. Of course, nobody can know for sure, and I'm not pretending to know for sure it's going to happen. I'm not making price predictions, but I firmly believe that is what's most probable. I'm going to share with you some perspective from analysts in this video. As far as XRP price, I'll just tell you this at the outset, and then I'll get to the specifics a little bit later in the video. But out of all the analysts that I follow, I just keep seeing roughly the same targets for the short term, a little over $1, whether they think it's $1.30, $1.40, maybe $1.80. And then they think, in the midterm, for this bull run, you're looking at, $5-6. And then at the end for blow off top, I'm seeing all sorts of, it's kind of all over the place. Some people think 10, some 15, some 20, some $25. So I'm going to share with you some of that in this video. It'll be interesting to see, out of all of the expectations, what's going to happen, who is closest to being accurate once this is all said and done. But something's going to happen, unless you think it's all just going to end now. But that is not, we are not getting signs that's the case. Bitcoin is not slowing down. Everything that you would expect to be unfolding at a point where the market is about to continue a march upwards, that stuff's happening now, very clearly. You don't need to be a genius to see that. Also, I got to ask you, do you remember what happened 4 years ago today? If you don't worry, I'll remind you. It was a bad day 4 years ago. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so XRP certainly, at least at the moment I'm recording this, holding safely above support. It is 7:29 p.m. Central Time as I record this, Tuesday, March 12th, 2024. XRP getting as low as 66.5 cents, which is, some analysts would say pretty much right at where the support level is, but it just touched that and then has popped up a bit since then. So, unless Bitcoin comes crashing down, it's pretty reasonable to suspect that what's most likely anyway, though not guaranteed, is that XRP is going to hold here before moving further to the upside. And Bitcoin's been doing fine too. I mean, yeah, there was a dip today. Bitcoin getting as low as $68,932. But all-time high again today, $72,894, short-lived again. But we just keep seeing that, don't we? We just keep those little bumps up and then flushes to the downside. That's the third separate day, if memory serves, where we've seen something like that. Pretty fascinating, right? It's crazy. Look at this. And the liquidation wasn't as immediate this time. Maybe, I don't know, people are getting a little bit used to this stuff. But there was a move to the downside. XRP followed. Take a look at this. I wanted to highlight this because there's people, and like, I find this topic genuinely fascinating. I really do. Like, where is everyone? Like, we're seeing Bitcoin blast to new all-time highs, and I would say that it seems like there's more interest now than there was, say, several weeks ago. When I was looking around, I was like, it's like we're in an empty room here. It's just all of us weirdos playing with the magic internet money on Twitter, basically. And like it's the same old, right? I was like, where is everybody? There's a little bit more now, and I am seeing some people report that some of their family members and friends are contacting them, asking about which coins they should buy, so on and so forth. And of course, how many shares of those coins should they have? Because I don't know what the hell they're talking. How many shares of the Bitcoin? Or the Doge, right? The doggy coin. But it still doesn't seem like this is peak euphoria. It just doesn't. And all the other metrics indicate that we're not in full-blown euphoria, even though there is extreme greed currently. But what's going on here? Why is this? Well, here's some perspective from chart analyst Income Sharks. He shared this with his 499,400 followers on social media platform X. And this is a Bitcoin price chart showing percentage gains from cycle to cycle to cycle. And he said, Bitcoin, why aren't people as euphoric? It's simple. Every bull market, the gains from the lows are less and less. The average holder is probably up only 2x or 3x with smaller sizes after a long bear market. Stocks have done the same. The euphoria is with alts and microcaps. Okay, so that is true. I mean, this is something I've certainly talked about a number of times over the years. Look back to the 2017 bull run from the bottom to the top. He's saying here for Bitcoin it was a 2,500% gain, and I'll just take his word, and I didn't double check the math before recording this. It's probably right. And then the next cycle, 1,500% gain, 2000 into 2021. And then, what did we see more recently, 2023? Up to this point, he says very few bought here and had money to buy, 350%. And so he thinks the average holder is probably up about 150%. So look, I can understand why the people only getting 150% gains or even 350% gains are not that excited, because in the world of crypto, that's not that much. Like in traditional finance, that's incredible, especially over that short of a time period. But in crypto, not as much. So I could buy that argument. But still, where are the masses? Because what happened in previous cycles is new all-time highs were hit. The media covered that. And then that's when new people plowed in. So because the people plowing in, those are the people that don't have exposure. They wouldn't realize that there's far fewer gains in terms of percentages than back in 2017. These people wouldn't know that anyway. So I think he's a little bit wrong on that. That part doesn't make sense to me. But in terms of the percentage gains, it does make sense. Now, this is also, by the way, the reason I'm way more interested in XRP. There's less money in it. And so you can see in 2017, when there was way less money in Bitcoin, look at that. Look at those returns. And then the next cycle, less. Next cycle, like what we're in right now, far less. In terms of dollars, in terms of absolute dollars, way more. In terms of percentage gains, which is what actually matters, way less. And so there's way less money in XRP, which is why it's much more enticing and exciting to hold XRP compared to Bitcoin. I think it's the sweet spot because it's a coin that's been around, tried and true for over a decade. People have been trying to hack it for over a decade. That hasn't worked. And same for Bitcoin's been under attack for 15 years also. Can't hack it. It just works. It's clear there's no rug pull. Whereas if you jump into the small caps, micro caps, there's a good chance that like an hour later you're going to be crying. You don't know. There's no track record for a lot of this stuff. A lot more risky. That's why, to me, XRP is a sweet spot to where it's tried and true. It's been around over a decade, but there's so little money in crypto, even in 2024, that when this goes, it's like, life-changing wealth, even from a large cap, even in 2024. That's amazing. Less opportunity in Bitcoin and ETH, but in XRP. Look at the market caps. Bitcoin's market cap, let's see, 1.4 trillion with a T. XRP's market cap, 37 billion with a B. Way lower. That represents opportunity, my friends. Now, also, I did a Google trend search on Bitcoin. Not looking so hot. And this is why, if you feel like there's not a bunch of people here going like full blown crazy like last cycle, with all the celebrities jumping in, pumping coins, and the laser eyes and the diamond hands. Well, that's because they're not here. Like look at the Google searches for Bitcoin. It's not even quite half of what, or it's about. I guess it's about half. Okay, 51. So it's about half of what we saw in 2021. It's about half, and we're at all-time highs. What? That's why there's so much room to the upside. And then you have this post from Ki-Young Zhu. He's the founder and CEO of CryptoQuant, and he wrote here, question, is retail here? Answer, half of them are here. We're likely halfway to Bitcoin euphoria. Now, that makes sense, especially when you look back here again to the Bitcoin searches, just looking it up on Google Trends. It's about half to what it was last cycle. Now, one would hope that it would blast through that, but it's not a guarantee. So, but either way, if you feel like there aren't that many people here, that's true. So what's driving all of this? Institutional money. And so there are some new retailers here. I certainly grant you that, but that's not I don't think that's the bulk of what's going on here. Here's a post from Scott Melker, the Wolf of Wall Street. Today is the 4-year anniversary of one of the worst days in crypto history, when Bitcoin broke 6K support and dropped to almost 3K. That's right, $3,000. March 12th, 2020. And he says, look how far we have come. You guys remember that day, right? It was with the pandemic panic, if you want to call it that. Yeah, everything dropped. It wasn't just crypto. Now, crypto did drop, but look at this. This is a post shared by the FinTwit account on X, and it's showing just pick a stock, son. Like, it's all down. You got like Apple down over 12%, Amazon over 8%. This is just a screen grab at some random point. It was a bloodbath. And so for stocks, those are big numbers. For crypto, it was way worse because, yeah, you get that moves to the upside that offer life-changing wealth, but when it goes to the downside, the percentages are way more devastating than in traditional finance. Of course, that shouldn't be surprising. XRP got down to 10 cents. 10 cents! So, bloodbath, and he said it was one of the worst days in crypto. Well, not if you're in a buying mood. And so I wasn't able to buy the perfect bottom, but when we were there 4 years ago, and I talked about it publicly on my YouTube channel at the time, I did buy XRP at 15 cents. That's the cheapest I've ever bought it in my entire life, and I was pretty excited for that. Like, I was feeling good. Like, I wasn't scared about any of this. It is what it is. Obviously, the market wasn't going to stay down forever, and here we are 4 years later, way higher, obviously. And then there's also this post from Crypto Insight UK. Posted this just a few hours ago this afternoon. Bitcoin update. Liquidity below is taken. Price defended back to the range. Looking for that move to $74,500 next. So he's looking for a new all-time high. If that happens, it's going to make it much more easy for XRP to continue moving to the upside, which I believe is what's most probable. Here he had a post from Dr. Martin Hiesbok. I'm probably butchering the name. He's the head of research at cryptocurrency exchange Uphold, and he wrote the following. We are finally seeing the fruits of increased development on XRP since the lawsuit was settled, and XRP ETP is around the corner too. There is life in the old girl. Okay, couple things on this. When he said settled, it's probably not the word he should have used. He was probably thinking in terms of the legal status of XRP, that matter is settled. But there was not a settlement of the lawsuit. That would be major news. I'd be making a video about that. But that has not happened to this point. It could happen. I'm not convinced the SEC is going to go that route. But hey, for the rest of it. But then as far as an XRP ETP, look, I think it's an inevitability. You're going to get that. It's just a question, is it going to happen with the current administration? I still don't think so. But yeah, when he says there's life in the old girl, yes. Signs of life clearly displayed yesterday. And by the way, in case you didn't hear, I mentioned this in a video yesterday. XRP was number 1 in terms of performance yesterday out of the top 100 coins by market cap. It was supposed to be dead, though. People have been ripping it to shreds on social media in recent weeks and months, right? It's supposed to be dead. Everything's out. Solana's outperforming it. Look at Bitcoin go, all this crap. Dog with hat, all that crap. XRP's dead until suddenly it's not, and it was number 1 out of 100 coins. Which is what I always tell you to expect. And that was just the first really fun move of 2024. We ain't seen nothing yet, folks. We ain't seen nothing yet. Here's a post from chart analyst Nick, Crypto Crusader. At this point, everyone is under the impression that every XRP rally will be met with an immediate retracement back to base point. No one is going to take XRP serious at the most important moment. Once 92 cents is broken, things change. Yeah, and so he's talking about sentiment there surrounding XRP, and that is true. Once you hit a higher level, and I'd argue especially once you break $1, yeah, a lot of the negative sentiment goes away because higher price, this is the way humans operate, and it doesn't make sense on a logical level, but it adds some sort of validity to the asset when it moves up. And so in this case, XRP getting to those levels, yeah, it will do that. Of course it will. This happens. Pick your coin. It happens with all of them. Now, of course, that doesn't mean it's actually good or fundamentals are solid. That the action in and of itself. Although in the case of XRP, certainly that is true. Fundamentals very strong. Developer activity been increasing for a span of years. It's clearly got a special place in the world of crypto. Actually useful. All that jazz. But yes, people have some PTSD going on here, I think. Because a lot of times when XRP would pump, it would just come right back down to roughly where it is, or where it was. In a bull market like this, not that it can't happen, But when you have big moves like this, it's not as probable. If it's going to go back down, it's probably going to be because Bitcoin sneezed, meaning it took a dive, and then XRP is just following. Outside of that, it's not particularly probable, to be honest with you. Here's a post from chart analyst Dark Defender. This is an XRP USD chart. And oh yes, these targets, these sound good to me. Take a look at this. It says, hi all, XRP had the breakout yesterday as we expected. And folks, he says as we expected because he's been calling for what happened yesterday for at least weeks on it. I don't remember exactly when he started, but he's been talking about it for a long time, and I've been highlighting it, and he's one of many analysts calling for roughly the same thing. And it is not common to see so many analysts say, to come to independent conclusions that roughly the same thing is going to happen. Like when that happens, I've just noticed historically when that many, when pretty much every analyst agrees, yeah, it's time, then I'm like, yeah, it's probably going to happen. I mean, I don't pretend to know exactly when. Doesn't mean it's going to be today or tomorrow, but yeah. And then he says, in the monthly time frame, it is obvious the move has started. The huge resistance of 66.49 cents is broken in the daily and confirmed. So that's right, folks. Resistance is now behaving as support. And it wasn't long ago, XRP was at 49 cents. Here we are, turned that 66.49 cent resistance into support. That's what, at least at the time that I'm recording this. And then he says 66.49 cents will be confirmed for the weekly and monthly frames. Our targets are closer now to $1.33 mid-resistance and $1.88 and $5.85 Fibonacci targets in the upcoming weeks. Expect solid strikes. April will be hot. Have an excellent day. Yeah, that's plausible because we are in an environment where this makes sense. For anybody that's been following me closer to when I started this channel, you will know that I don't, the vast majority of the time that I've been running this channel and been in crypto, I have not believed that urgent, imminent calls for that type of price action, I have not believed that they were actually going to come to pass. And I've articulated such on the channel because I've been running this channel over half a decade now. And I've said as much. This is different because we are in a full-blown bull run. This is the time for it to happen. Everything is aligned right now. You saw the first fun burst of it yesterday. Get ready for more. It's coming. In that sense, this time is not different. It's coming. Here's a post from chart analyst E. Greg Crypto. XRP, so in terms of the short term here, and that's why I said, this is not that far from what Dark Defender is saying, $1.40. So he's got an update on this. And he says, check the post from March 2nd, 2024, where the below targets were mentioned, and they have been hit spot on. And then he says those levels were 66 cents, 70 cents, and 75 cents. Now, as far as 75 cents, I haven't seen that personally. I haven't seen that on Live Coin Watch or CoinMarketCap, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Probably he's just aware of it hitting that level on multiple exchanges, and the way that Live Coin Watch, for example, or CoinMarketCap pulls the data would not necessarily indicate that. So I'm just noting that I haven't seen 75 cents. The highest I remember seeing was 74.3 cents. So I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just noting that in case anybody's curious, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that hasn't seen with my own eyes 75 cents. But that doesn't mean it's not true. I'm just mentioning. And then he says, what's next? It has to hold 64.48 cents or 63.6 cents on the weekly time frame. And he says, XRP Army stay steady. The blast will be fast. And so, as far as a crucial level, slightly different from what Dark Defender's saying, but on the whole, not that different. So even though what I keep finding is analysts slightly disagree on what the exact level might be, which would be either support in this case, and they disagree slightly on what the price targets should be, but not by much. We're splitting hairs, folks. That's the point. The answer is number go up. XRP, number go up. Here's a post from Dusty BC Cryptos, XRP price chart. And he shared this yesterday in the afternoon. He wrote, XRP breaking out of the 6.5-year downtrend. And this is true. And it's obvious. If you've been looking at the charts, XRP USD, XRP BTC, XRP dominance, they all look like they're in the gutter, which historically has been the time when it starts running. Because enough people start to notice, wow, this looks undervalued. And then money flows in, and then it goes. It's not that hard to understand. This is the moment in time we're at, and it's during the bull market. Of course this is happening. So 6.5-year breakout, he's saying. And so for target 1, you can see what he's pointing at here. Call it what? Probably somewhere around $3.40. And then target 2, although there's not a number directly next to it, it looks like he's pointing at something maybe closer to $6. Now, that is in line with what tons of analysts are expecting for XRP. And these are very reasonable targets. It's like these do not sound like Moon Boy Fantasyland targets to me. These sound perfectly conservative, to be honest with you. I don't know how high XRP is going to go, assuming it does ultimately hit a new all-time high, an enterprise discovery, which is what my bet is. Nobody knows for sure, but that would be my guess. I feel pretty strongly about that. I would think, depending on how hot the rest of the market is, it's pretty reasonable to suppose XRP could go a lot higher than that, frankly. So we'll see here. Then there was this post from Attack XRP, and he simply wrote XRP bull flag with a little smiley face and glasses, because we've been having some fun price action. He shared that this morning here. That's XRP was about 70 cents at the time. And I just thought I'd mention this, and I'm glad to see him rejoicing with all the rest of us. But he's the one that a month ago got a ton of crypto media coverage for a viral post he had on social media platform X when he called for Ripple and Ripple executives, including David Schwartz and Brad Garlinghouse, to do something to prop up the price of XRP, which I think, no offense to him, I just thought it was so silly. I talked about it at the time. Ripple doesn't have that power. It's just a lot of emotions causing stuff like this. But now a month has passed, and as soon as XRP starts going, sentiment shifts, and that's good. That's good. It's good to see that. And we should be feeling better. That's why I said yesterday multiple times, have fun with this. Like, it's okay to have fun with this. Stare at your phone constantly check the price, have fun with it. Because these days are few and far between. Most of what it is to be in crypto is sideways and downward price action. So when you get these days, fine, stare at your phone way too much. Look at the price. Watch it go up. Watch it go down a little bit. And then more, up more, hopefully. I do it. There's nothing wrong with that. Have fun. We deserve it, especially after what we've been through in the XRP community with all the SEC nonsense over the last few years. XRP finally having legal clarity. It's just, look, if this thing's really going to keep ripping, and all indications, I think, are yes, my God, we're finally going to get ours. XRP, new all-time high, entering price discovery. It's going to be so fun to finally see that and enjoy that with all of you. It's going to be absolutely incredible and well-deserved for all of us. And it's not guaranteed yet. It's not technically ever guaranteed. But when it happens, and I think it's going to happen, that will be like the day that XRP hits a new all-time high. That will be a day I will never forget. And I've got multiple XRP wine bottles. I've been saving them. I opened one of them ever. And I actually shared it on social media platform X. I don't have a picture pulled up. I didn't know I was going to talk about this, but I have these XRP branded wine bottles. I bought them just for fun, just for like the novelty of it. The wine's fine. It's whatever. It's just regular wine. But I opened one the day that XRP got legal clarity, and I shared a picture because that was an exciting day. That was a day to rejoice. But I've got more. I've got more bottles for various targets, and the day XRP hits a new all-time high, you better believe I'm going to be cracking open another one of them bad boys. And then when I finally finish selling all of my XRP for the cycle, that'll probably be another day that I'd open up another one of them. I got a bunch of them. So just all that to say, I'm just saying, have some fun with it, because I'm going to continue to, and I'm going to share all that stuff on social media. I'm sure I'll pull it up on the channel when I do it, because it's fun, right? We're a community. Have fun with this stuff. Share what the hell you're doing too. Absolutely. I'd love to see what you guys are doing. I mean, on days like that, celebrate. This is awesome. I've never been so optimistic for the future of XRP. What an incredible moment in time. And I just feel like we're on the precipice of something truly great. And we just got to wait a little bit more, but I really believe it's coming, folks. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.